Let's bring in our other guests who we have joining us tonight to get a little more insight into this situation. Two people have very unique perspective on all this. Randy Kessler is a trial attorney, family law attorney, law professor at Emory University, and is with us tonight. Great to see you, Randy. Also joining us, Dr. Carole Lieberman. She is a forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, columnist. She's in Los Angeles, where all these people usually hang out. So I'm Dr. Carole Lieberman. So let's get into the mindset here. What do we think is really going on here, right? They settled the divorce. Johnny Depp is, he's losing some projects, obviously. Maybe he can come back in a few years without this, but he claims to want to clear his name. Do you think that's really what is motivating this lawsuit? Because Johnny Depp is the plaintiff. He's the one who's bringing this action. Amber Heard didn't want anything to do with this, but she's got to respond, and she has counterclaims. But take us inside the mind of Johnny Depp here, why he may be bringing this case.
Well, I have seen this a number of times with, as an expert in divorce cases. Usually it's worked out with the kids, that one spouse brings the other spouse back to court again and again in relation to issues having to do with the kids. But one or both people, spouses, have unfinished business. In other words, there is part of them who wants to continue having some kind of connection to the other spouse, even if it's a connection in a courtroom where everything is incredibly cruel and violent in a sense. They're hoping they're hurt. I mean, really, there's a ton of anger here. You know, they were saying there's a ton of passion, and then both of them hurt. They each hurt each other, and so there is a ton of anger here, and they want to redress that. They want to make that feel better. You know, make themselves feel better. And I think Johnny Depp really does feel that it is unfair that his name has been tarnished, when in fact there is proof that she has created domestic violence towards him. And you know, unfortunately, in today's times with Me Too and all that, there's this general sense in society, oh, you know, if the woman says it's true, then you just have to believe her. And at the same time, there is this sense with men, there's a lot of women abusing men, and that doesn't get talked about as much because men are embarrassed. You know, they're macho. I mean, imagine Johnny Depp, he plays these macho characters. It takes a lot for him to admit that she was physically abusive to him.
All right, Dr. Carole Lieberman, you know, will it change their opinion? That's because that's another part of all this. Let's bring back in our other guests who are with us. Randy Kessler, great family law attorney, and Dr. Carole Lieberman, a forensic psychiatrist. Dr. Lieberman, let me ask you about the mentality. And I'm pointing something out. It may not be true across the board, but I'm seeing it online. I'm seeing it in person here. Women not believing Amber Heard.
Yes, interesting. I think because women recognize some things in her, such as her opportunism. You know, it seems like, I mean, one of the first fights that they had was very shortly after they were married. And she threw a vodka bottle at him and severed his hand, severed his bone, and so on, because it was when he brought up having a post-nup agreement, that he wanted her to sign a post-nuptial agreement. And soon after that, she started entertaining Elon Musk, who, you know, has even more money than Johnny Depp. So I think some women some women are with the Me Too, you know, strong Me Too people, but I think other women do see its characteristics in her, whether it's borderline or narcissism or opportunism. So they get that. You know, it's not necessarily just because they're fans of Johnny Depp.
Right, and I'm seeing and hearing a lot of that. Well, Randy Kessler, Dr. Carole Lieberman, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to call on you throughout this trial, so we'll see you again real soon.